What's up guys, so today I'm going to be sharing with you some artwork from one of my subscribers. The name of this artist is Carrie, and so she sent me several paintings to look at and review. If you guys are new here, I do painting tutorials as well as review other people's artwork, so if you're interested, send me your artwork and I'll make an entire video where I review your paintings. Let's take a look at this first painting she sent me. I like this painting a lot. It has some great things going for it, like the variety of color in the trees and the foliage, and even the way the grass looks with a rich variety of color and texture that this artist has done. The design elements are very well done. It has a great composition with the diagonal movement of the road and how it leads the eye over the river across the bridge. I can tell she has a good eye for distance because she has a good understanding of using contrast and diminishing color values as the objects get further away. I especially like the tree on the right, with all those long clusters of leaves coming down like that. I can tell she took a lot of time with this painting. Okay, I hate to do this now, but I have to talk about some things that I noticed that need some more work. Notice the group of trees on the right here that are far away from the viewer, which she did a great job with a diminished contrast. However, they overlap this group of trees that are supposed to be closer to us. I would paint over this part here so that these darker trees overlap these trees instead. Another similar situation is over here. We have this distant hill behind this group of trees, but it's slightly darker. Instead, it should be lighter as it is furthest away from us. The other problem here is that it's inconsistent with this part here. This hill needs to continue downward and stay consistent right here behind the bridge. The next part I want to talk about is the road. I think it's very well done. I like the variety of color hues she used, but there's some things that just need a few small changes. First, as the road stops at the edge of the painting, it should get slightly darker, creating a slight gradient effect as the objects at the edges of the painting should be slightly darker and more obscure, which she did a great job with on everything else. However, notice how as the road goes further away, the bricks don't shrink that much in proportion to the diminishing size of the road. I can still tell she made an effort with this, but at this furthest point, we can tell that the bricks are still slightly too large for this part and need to become smaller. Also, the bricks in this part, as they are further from us, should have more of a horizontal orientation, because when objects get further and further away, they become more likely to be consistent with the horizon and become flatter. Okay, let's move on to the two trees here. They are well done, and I like how she textured them and used some color variety. However, there's a problem with the depth perception. Notice how the blue tree is supposed to be closer to us than the red one. Yet the red tree has a bunch of leaf clusters overlapping the blue one. That has to be fixed by having the blue one go over the red one instead. Okay, so now let's look at this tree here. I see what she tried doing here, with how the silhouette of this desaturated color surrounds the tree, trying to show the background leaves. However, there's a huge mismatch. What I mean is look at how dark this tree's shadows are, but yet they don't transition at all into the background silhouette. What I would do is lighten up the shadows here and find a way to transition into the desaturated background. Again, she had a great idea with this tree here, it just needs some more work. Now let's look at the background. I'm trying to figure out whether this painting is finished or if there's so much fog in the distance it's covering everything. The background sky is very well done, a smooth transition which really helps create this dreamlike atmosphere that I like a lot about this painting. I would like to see some more diminishing objects here in the background that disappear into the distance. This painting has a lot of great things going for it, and would really like to see it completed. Let's take a look at the second painting from our artist. I can tell that she has a great handle on painting objects. The trees up front are very well painted. They have great contrast with the background, showing good shadow effects. The background trees have great use of diminished contrast and value. Also a great job with texturing them as well. I really like the texture on the ground. It has that grainy effect where it has lots of detail. The colors of the clouds are well painted, very well integrated into the background so that the color values and saturation are not too far off from the sky. To me, this painting does have more of a fantasy atmosphere to it than the previous one. It has elements in it that don't go with real life. I don't know if that was the intention behind this painting, because if it was, then it's a great painting with some interesting ways that the elements come together. My first concern are the background trees. Even though they are well done, why is that set of trees on the left in the background behind the mountain? That would make for one giant tree. Likewise with the one to the right. I know it's in the background, but at the position that it's at, it also seems to be greatly magnified in size because a normal set of trees on the horizon line here would be far smaller. So what I would do is either shrink this cluster of trees here or just move it more forward so that it would be more consistent with the way that objects would diminish in size as they get further away. Also, where's the light source? From the way the trees are, it seems to be coming from the left, but with a mountain, it looks like it's coming from the right. And the color of the ground is a mystery to me. We have the dark gray mounds where the trees in the front are, which again look great, but are the light parts of the ground supposed to be snow or sand? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I can see lots of potential in this painting, like turning the ground into a grassland or just a plain area, but I think the artist here needs to be more certain with what she's painting. Now this painting here is my favorite. I really like this one. The colors of the various plants and trees are very diverse, and I especially like the trees. Very rich colors with the leaves, and I like the variety of colors she used. The aqua colored leaves look awesome, and she has the light green leaves that absorb the sunlight here as well. I feel like this is one of her more recent paintings, because she seems to have more of all those great attributes come together and work much better here in this painting. The way the plants in the background disappear into the distance is well done. My favorite part is this tree on the right. Everything here is very well done, with the way the light is bouncing off the leaves, and the dark parts are well textured and integrated into these leaf clusters. However, here are some parts that could use some more work that could turn this great painting into an excellent one. Since it looks like the light is coming from the left tree needs more dark leaves instead of those bright green ones, since this part should have the most shadow. Since this does seem like a painting with sunlight, I would add a shadow to the tree on the left and have it cast off into the region right here. This will help add more contrast to this painting to indicate more dynamic lighting. The foliage here should also be darker than the other ones since the shadow is cast over them as well. Otherwise, I like this painting a lot and can see how much better it can get. I'm happy to have taken a look at this artist's paintings and can see her inspiration. I like her dreamlike atmosphere she has in much of her artwork. The way she uses light and ambience creates a world that is larger than life, a fantasy world where I feel like I'm exploring a new realm to which I've never been. Okay, so I hope that the reviewing of one of my subscribers' paintings has shown you something about your artwork that you can learn, as well as for myself. Who knows, maybe I could learn something too. So anyways, please hit that like button, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing to my channel for more tutorials and reviews for other people's paintings. So I'll see you next time.